She's doing everything, and this lawyer of a husband is even a lawyer. He sounds so lazy. He's not getting off his fat ass to help look for his son's dog. That must be traumatizing for the son. Am I the asshole for throwing away my husband's Xbox after he refused to look for our lost dog? Okay, it's going to be a long one. She's even said so herself. Updates. Right. For starters, I am a nurse, 35-year-old female. I've been extremely busy the last 3 months. Even writing this post is a privilege, and I am having to do this in bits and pieces. I also gave birth to my daughter 6 months ago. I have an 8-year-old son as well. When I am not working, I take care of my children. In January 2019, my son suddenly developed a strong desire to have a dog. He begged and begged for a puppy from my husband, 35-year-old male. I protested against that because I had just found out that I was pregnant. Jesus, my husband said that we should let our son have a puppy to teach him some responsibility, and that he would have some practice to take care of this baby sibling. He had also promised that he would help our son take care of the dog. I was absolutely unconvinced, but I had to give in eventually, because my husband had already agreed and I didn't want to cause further fights. 5 days ago, my son had accidentally left the back door of our house open, and the dog ran away. These 5 days were also some of the busiest, most grueling days of my work, and I had to take up night shifts because a colleague had fallen sick. Our son first went to my husband for help. He refused to help him and said that it was my son's, responsibility to take care for, and that he has to do something about it himself. My husband has the privilege of working from home. He works at a law firm. He works for maybe 3 to 4 hours a day and plays Xbox the entire time, and sometimes gets up to check on our daughter. He literally has no added pressures. 5 days ago, when our son told me in tears that Dad won't look for Tippy, I talked to my husband, who said that it would teach our son some responsibility to take care of things in the future, which I found very callous since the dog is a living sentient being and not a thing. He was playing Xbox while I was talking to him as well. He also said he won't look for the dog or anything. Yesterday, after coming home at night, the first thing I did was unplug the Xbox console and controller and throw it in the trash can. This morning, before going to work, my husband threw a fit when he didn't find his Xbox in the living room. I told him that I'd thrown it away because he was so addicted to it that he couldn't even get up and help our distressed son. Good man. When he came back from work, he told me he had found his Xbox in the trash since the garbage truck hadn't arrived then. Now he's being incredibly snarky, giving me the cold shoulder, and he's angry because his controller isn't working. He also hasn't taken any measures to look for our dog, and our mutual best friend called and said my reaction was incredibly childish. Now I'm spending my free day calling every neighbour of ours, making internet posters, and contacting animal shelters and animal control to see if Tippy had turned up anywhere, and consoling my broken son. Am I the arsehole? Quick edit. I'm not going to read the comments through this because it's quite long, and she does reply in the comments. But again, we will be here all night otherwise, and I don't think you want to listen to it all night. So, edit. My husband is a lawyer. A lawyer's job depends on how many clients he has. My husband currently has almost no clients due to obvious reasons. He told me this himself. So his workload is significantly less. This is for all those people who are saying that I am downplaying his work. Update. Tippy still hasn't been found yet. My shift has ended about 30 minutes ago, and I'll go home and drive around in my neighbourhood and surrounding areas to look for him. I've posted some pictures of Tippy on my profile for those who requested. Hubby is still sulking about his controller. I'm at my wit's end. Guess what other people have said? Not the arsehole. Course not. How? She's doing everything, and this lawyer of a husband is even a lawyer. He sounds so lazy. He's not getting off his fat ass to help look for his son's dog. That must be traumatizing for the son. Because it's the innocence, isn't it? Get them a puppy, get them responsibility. Not that much responsibility. If they lose, it's an animal, it's a living thing. Sorry, I'm going on a rant here. I don't know why. I'm in a ranty mood. But no, this woman, she's a nurse, so she's got shifts all around the clock, looking after the 2 kids, and a husband who works from home, who doesn't work from home, he's just playing on his Xbox. And she threw the controller in the bin. I would have gotten a hammer to that controller and the Xbox and slipped all the wires up. Because, why is she putting up with it? Why? I know it's her husband, she's got kids with him, but come on. Something needs to happen. I mean, if that happened to my kid and he was crying his eyes out, of course he'd go help them. Why? I just don't understand this man. Like, he must be so engrossed in his own little world, and he really just doesn't give about anyone. Hey, I didn't swear, did I? Right. We'll do the final update, shall we? Before we rant too long. We'll have a rant at the end, don't worry. First of all, thank you everyone for your immensely kind and considerate responses, and I am thankful to each and every one of you to give me such beautiful and encouraging messages. These kept me going, no joke. Tippy was found 2 miles away from our house, a day after I posted ads and posters on several platforms and websites. A kind lady living alone has found him near her street, starving and exhausted. She responded to my calls for help on Facebook, and I'm utterly thankful to her. We need more people like her in this world. My son and Tippy are both ecstatic to be reunited. Oh, must be nicer. He takes care of him just like he did before, only now I have had some time on my hands to help him as well. However, my son is still wary of his father, and he's likely remain so for a long time. Now, he doesn't ask him for help at all. I wonder why. As for my husband, he now treats Tippy as if he doesn't exist. What is with this man? He went and bought a new Xbox controller right after Tippy was brought back, and now demands that I pay him for damaging his property. Sorry. This guy's winding me up. Like, who does he think he is? I am willing to pay because I realise my impulsive response was not the best decision, and nor was it the best way to deal with my situation. It's the only way to get his attention. It did get his attention, obviously. She shouldn't have to pay for it. Why are you paying to get your own husband's attention? Okay, anyway, continue. My approach towards my husband's Xbox and my husband's approach towards Tippy were both horrible and irrational. Many of you mentioned that my husband may have been neglecting our daughter. It's unfortunate that you were right. I didn't even think about that. Obviously, because if she's at work, who's looking after the baby? He is. But he's not watching anything apart from the TV. You know, and his little controller in his hand, which isn't working anymore. So, obviously, that's like child abuse almost, isn't it? I'm not saying it is. I'm not, like, you know, I'm just saying, because I don't know the lengths, I don't know anything, but that is not right. And also, how does the mum not realise this? Or maybe she's just realising now because she finally got his attention. That's probably what it is. I'm not saying she's a bad mum at all. I think she's just overworked and burnt out because she's got everything on her shoulders. She's doing everything in that family, and it's exhausting. Trust me, been there, done that. It's exhausting. You burn yourself out. And, oh, bless that woman. Right. I started to notice some tender area and red skin around my daughter's diaper area around 2 weeks ago. She was uncomfortable, irritable, and put up a fuss every time I tried to change her diaper. So I'm not used to using the word diaper, it's nappy over here. Turns out she was suffering from a diaper rash. Diaper rashes can occur for a variety of reasons, none of which were applying to my daughter. She wasn't on antibiotics, she had soft cotton clothes, her bowel movements were normal, and we weren't using any new products on her. This only left with one option. Her diapers weren't being changed frequently. I was away from home for 5 days. I asked my husband how many times he had changed her diapers. A baby her age needs a diaper change at least once every 3 hours. My husband outright said he was changing them every 7 hours or so for more of those 5 days because he didn't think that they needed to be changed as much as before because she was now 6 months old. He had raised a son with me before. It's a ridiculous excuse. The diaper rash is now gone, and now I am scared to ever leave my baby with him when I go to work. I have to sit down and reconsider everything and have a long talk with him soon. It's inevitable. He still plays Xbox just like he used to play before. I will never forget how a bunch of strangers helped me find my dog. Thank you, you lovely people. Yes, obviously, there is a happy ending. She found the dog. But unfortunately, it's led to even more problems, hasn't it? Because, well, she's found out basically her child's not being properly looked after. When you'd think if it's with the child's own parent, it would be properly looked after, but apparently not. And just how addicted is he on this Xbox? I don't think she realised until now. What does the son do as well? Actually, we haven't gotten to that part. The son who's meant to be looking after the dog. I think he said he's 8. I'm not going to flick through, there's too many pages. 8-year-old. Where's he when the dad's playing Xbox and the baby's shouting? I'm not saying the 8-year-old has to change the nappies or anything at all. I'm just saying, what does that kid get up to then? Because he must be left running wild. Any 8-year-old, straight to the park. Get the candy. I'd say get penny sweets, but they don't exist anymore, unfortunately. It's awful. I feel so bad for this woman. She's running herself ragged. She's working a nursing job, which has awful hours, and then having to come home and look after the 2 kids. Well, the kid and the baby, and her husband, who's literally doing nothing. I just feel bad for her. I hope she gets rid of the husband. I really hope she does, and that things will work out for her because something needs to happen for this poor woman. Honestly, I just feel really bad for her. But yeah, obviously the verdict is she is not the asshole at all. As I said earlier, she should have just got a hammer out and smashed the Xbox and the telly that goes with it. Who cares? You know, put one in the kids' room. Then again, the husband, knowing him, he'd go in the kids' room and take it. Ah, angriness. Thank you for listening to YN Talks. Bye.